Hello and welcome to Old School Iron Man episode 3 featuring Iron Man Salt Shake. How's that for an intro? I'll get better at it. At the end of the last video, I had completed Rune Mysteries and I did some very basic skilling. Today, or right now for this recording, my time is currently 12:56 p.m. I have a little bit of time before I have to get going. I have some plans in the real world today, very exciting, but in the meantime, that means that I have about 20 or 30 minutes to play old school RuneScape on my Iron Man Salt Shaker. For this playthrough, I have not been using any wikis, any guides, and you could say that this is a little bit inspired by Unguided on YouTube. It's a great series. I think there's like nearly 40 entries in the playlist already for that. Super fun watch, highly recommend it. I'm doing something a little similar, but also I'm just enjoying the struggle of playing this game, and I'm recording all of the gameplay so far. I have not played it all offline, or rather, I haven't played unrecorded with the exception of Tutorial Island and a couple moments of setup where I figured out some settings. That wonderful jam we just listened to was Flute Salad, and if I could have things my way all the time, I would have that loop some amount of the time. But yeah, we're just going to have a little bit of fun for just a little bit of time. As usual, I'm picking up those 4 logs as often as I can. I need to maximize my value. I'm a free-to-player. Maybe at some point we'll go member, but for right now, I just need to maximize my gains. And right now the cash stack is looking a little weak. I haven't theory-crafted any methods to make that any better, and I don't have any plans of improving. I love suffering. For right now, let's grab a small fishing net and a bronze axe. I'm gonna head my way down to fish up some shrimp. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I fish shrimp down there. So we'll be fishing shrimp to minder. Oh, I don't need it though. I need the inventory space. Oh boy. We're only a couple minutes in, and I've already made some fierce decision-making skills and put them to the test. Testingly. Thank you. Alright, yeah, we're gonna head down to the lumbridge swamp, where I can fish up some shrimp. And when I put some greater thought into this, I'm not really sure where shrimp are found in the real world. However, I have a feeling it's in like the Atlantic Ocean. Or, okay, I'm gonna sound ignorant if I just guess, but for fear of sounding ignorant, I'll just say my first impressions on how to find shrimp in the real life. In the real life. In the real world? Out in the sea. Under the sea. Okay, also last time I realized I got really close to the mic a couple times because I got really excited when I leveled up. And, you know, some people might find that funny, but also some people might just be like, what the hell are you doing? I was getting kind of ASMR vibes from this, and now you're just, you're scaring me shiteless. I also don't know how often I should curse. I don't have these videos. Like, it asks if these are for kids when I upload them, and I always say no, because, first of all, kids shouldn't play RuneScape, even though they're the people that might have the most fun with it. However, I am, like, a delinquent or a degenerate or whatever, and I say things sometimes that I probably wouldn't want someone very young repeating, but I guess, there's, like, politicians that do that and stuff now. Not to get too politically charged. But yeah, we're fishing up some shrimp. I definitely was saying something at the beginning of all of that, and it's lost all meaning now. And that's fine. Just got a little bit of time to kill, so I'd figure get a video out, get some gameplay in, get some fishing in, and I will be using the raw shrimp, cooking them into cooked shrimp or burnt shrimp, depositing the cooked shrimp in the bank, dropping the burnt shrimp, and then eventually using that for when I begin to establish some combat levels. I know I've mentioned before that Vampire Slayer is something I'm interested in at some point because it gives a dumb amount of XP. However, I'm not in like a rush to just blaze through all of these quests and then crave membership. On my main account, I was grinding out all of the achievement diaries, and I really, really, really enjoyed setting some pretty difficult goals using the achievement diaries. I don't know if any of these are available for free to play. I feel like Lumbridge Easy is, because you can get to Ned and Drainer and everything. So I feel like I could get the Explorer's Ring 1 that way, which is, I actually don't know. I don't know how much of that is members or not. And the only way to find out is to find out by completing it and then not being able to collect the rewards. So if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. But yeah, just having a peaceful day. I woke up this morning. I got some eBay orders ready. On eBay, I tend to... For a while, I was buying and selling Lego Bionicles, primarily like the early 2001 through 2009 era. However, I did branch out and explore more of them. I don't really... I didn't grow up with Hero Factory or G2, as it's called, which was the second generation when they tried to reboot Bionicle. I'm info dumping on Bionicle on my old school Iron Man, so if you're not into that, you can just mute this and enjoy the sweet shrimp-catching gameplay. But yeah, I was buying and selling them. Generally what I would do was, like, find listings where people were just listing all of their, just like a bulk lot of, you know, maybe some pieces from specific sets, or just general pieces that were loose, and I would do that over and over, and generally what would happen is each time you do that, you know that you're investing somewhat safely in whatever one thing you're going to be able to make out of it. So you have to do a lot of cost-benefit, cost-risk analysis, and find safe auctions, and then you also have to win them. You know, they're not all by it now. Sometimes you're going to have to compete with other people who know what they're doing. But if you're ever able to do that and turn a profit on the one that you make, and you get the extra parts, and you do this often enough, level 6 fishing, and you do this often enough, you eventually accrue a collection of all of those spare pieces, and you can use those pieces of pieces to assemble things that are no longer pieces, and instead are a greater whole, ergo the sum of their pieces. And those sets generally, you know, they're not worth a ton of money, but they're worth more than what we spent on them when I was a kid. One of the sealed, well, not sealed, I got, there was an auction that I won for a, it's called Kreka. I know that's a wonderful name, and it's definitely in line and in league with all of the names in Old School. I never questioned any of the names in Bionicle lore because I was so brainwashed by the names in this game. Doric, Boric, Loric, and Goric, Moric. You know, there's just something about Doric and his brother Boric really just... I'm not going to say it grinds my gears, I'm not going to say it bothers me, but it definitely made me think something that wasn't true. And another thing that I'm realizing is that I brought my axe with me, but I did not bring my tinderbox with me. Now, what was the point in bringing the axe? To cut the logs, if not being able to light the logs. There's probably a tinderbox on the ground somewhere, around here. I guess I didn't need to bring the small fishing net, if that adds any weight. Oh, I can't see my weight because I'm not on Runelight anymore. I didn't even notice that last episode. In the last recording. Okay, so what I was saying is, wow, I should really try to finish my stories when I start telling them. That's a bad habit. I'm doing a little bit better with the, speech... Damn! I'm doing a little bit better with the speech pauses, but I'm not doing better with finishing stories. So let's finish that story about Kreka. I have a copy of it in a box with the instructions, and there's still a sticker on it that says Kohl's and the original MSRP, which was $19.99. Generally speaking, a Kreka without instructions goes somewhere about $39.99 at this point in time. Today is November 21st, 2024. It is 1:05 p.m., and to the best of my knowledge, I believe that information to be accurate. But just without the box or instructions, it's like $39.99. Sometimes you could sell it with the rest for probably... I can't imagine it going for like higher than $49.99. It's a cool set and everything. It has a disc that it launches, it has a rubber band, and it swings from side to side. and it also has a kind of like a switch on the back that when you flip it, he has level 7 fishing. He has a gear on his back that when you flip it, it launches his disc launcher into action, and you can use that to launch his disc. And then he was also in a movie. I don't think it was Web of Shadow. I think it was just Bionicle Movie 2, which was awful. There's a ton of plot holes. There's a ton of just Deus Ex Machina level resolution to issues that are never explained. Kind of funny, but also pretty miserable. As a kid, you don't question these things, though. I'm only saying this because I recently rewatched it. But in the movie, he compresses himself and begins to levitate. I believe in the instruction manual, it shows you how to make him do that. Not how to make him levitate, but how to compress him. A lot of the old school sets have stuff like that, where it shows you how to get them to best fit back into their box. Level 11 cooking. Spit roast bird meat? I guess you only need to be a level 11 cooking to no longer... I'm not going to say anything else. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just simply enjoying the game, burning my shrimp, cooking my shrimp, and talking my nonsense. Hans! Servant of the Duke of Lumbridge. This guy just tells you how old your account is. How does he serve the Duke by doing that? A lot of the stuff in Lumbridge doesn't make any sense. It's a lot of people that just kind of... If I was a member, I would pickpocket this guy until I was like level 20 thieving, and then I probably would not use thieving again. Level 12 cooking! We're just pounding these levels out. Members can now be a thin snail. Raw shrimp on the stove. How come... I thought if you click on these and then click on the range, it just immediately cooks them. How come it asks me how many I want to cook? Maybe there will be a quest at some point in time where I'll want a raw quantity of something I'm holding and only a cooked quantity of some amount of something that I am cooking. Maybe. I don't know. In the last episode, I found out how to shift-click to drop items, greatly speeding up the process and allowing me to pick up this mind room on the way back up the castle. Also, I found out that the Jagex client kind of just stacks entities, regardless of whether they're above you or below you, as long as you've seen them at some point. Or no, I think it's only the ones below you that I've seen, because when I go back downstairs, it's not going to show me the logs anymore. Especially not now that I've picked them up and enjoyed them so thoroughly by putting them into my bank safely, where no one else can ever have them. Alright, I guess I don't need the tinderbox. I guess I don't need... Oh, that's actually so smart. Okay, so check this out, new strat unlocked. I go back to the shrimp, and I fish up the shrimp using the small fishing net that's there. I should have deposited the bronze axe so that I don't weigh so much, so that my run energy lasts just maybe one fraction of a second longer. Just trying to be a little more efficient. But what I can do is I can go down here, I can pick up that small fishing net, I can use it to fish up 27 shrimp, I can drop one shrimp, fish up one more shrimp, drop the small fishing net, and then pick up the shrimp to have 28 to bring back to the bank. And that is how I plan on maximizing my inventory space. I know I'm not an ultimate Iron Man where you can't bank ever, but that doesn't mean that I can't employ the same strategies that they do. Now check this out. Wait, it doesn't oh, it does. It just didn't. It does, it just didn't. That's my sentence of the day. A thing that makes sense. Something I'm happy about. But yeah, I packaged up, I had a bunch of orders on eBay for bonkles. Maybe at some point in time I'll find a way to set up a coupon code where you can use coupon code SALTSHAKE at checkout. But in the meantime, yeah, my eBay is BionicleFan310. So if you ever want to shoot me a message on there and see if I have a specific model that you're looking for. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Maybe I'll never talk about Bionicle on here again. At the moment, I'm trying to liquidate my entire collection, sans maybe like 2 really cool models to display. My partner and I have been looking into places, and at first I was like, no, I don't want to bring any of these. I just want to store them forever. And then there was one time we were hanging out. It was actually our first anniversary we spent at my parents' house. Wow, this is a little embarrassing to say, but I don't really care. We spent our first anniversary at my parents' house going through my whole collection of these guys, and she put on an episode of Dreading, which is a YouTube channel. It's like a true crime channel. There, I pronounced that as effectively as I possibly could. It was a true crime channel, it still is, where you can watch just horrible things, and he'll explain horrible, awful things to you while he does it. He's got a pretty cool voice. I like, sometimes she just puts it on the background, and I guess I have something on in the background that's just, like, probably affecting my psyche in some way I don't fully understand. Regardless, it was our anniversary. We're at my parents' house. I'm going through just these giant plastic tubs full of bonkles, and really just having the time of my life reassembling like 3 or 4 of them. And I mean, we did some other stuff. It was a fun anniversary. We went to like the spot where we first started dating, and we took a couple Polaroids there. It was really fun. It was sweet. I love her with all my heart. She is like, she's just the best. But yeah, we spent maybe 6 hours watching true crime, and while I rolled around on the floor with all of these bionicles. It was a great time. Level 8 fishing. And now I think we're 2.5 years in, and we're 2.5 years in, and I am still trying to get rid of all of these bionicles. I ended up making money off of doing the eBay stuff, and using that money, I just reinvested it into the lot technique that I was talking about earlier, which you could say was not wise, but it was a really fun hobby that was paying for itself, which neither of us really had any problem with until the stuff started taking up a bunch of space. I grew up in a family where I have some, I guess you could call them hoarder tendencies, which isn't to say that I live in a pile of my own filth. It's just to say I enjoy living in a pile of my own filth. Not that I do, but if I did, I probably wouldn't see it as an issue while everyone around me would. That's also not, I mean, that's not fully true. I like having organization in my life. I just don't always have it. And I'm reflecting on that now as I say that out loud, because that sounds like an insane person trying to bargain with their own psyche. And if I experience ego death at some point today thinking about this further, I won't really be all that upset. If anything, that'll be a time for self-reflection and character development. Oh, 9 fishing is coming up. I think it's 15 we can do. Yes, at 15 we'll be able to do anchovies, which I'm super stoked about. I remember one of the things that I really liked in this game, as a kid, as a free-to-play account, was finding out how to make pizza and then making anchovy pizza, which for free-to-play accounts I think is still the best food item in the game. I don't remember if you eat it in halves or in thirds, but you can keep one in your inventory, eat it one time to get a boost of health, and then eat it a second time to get another boost of health, which, for all of my purposes, sounds great. Maybe for a while I'll just work on fishing and cooking. I know this is, the gameplay is dead content. I'm trying to keep things entertaining as I can by talking through it, which I think is the whole point of, generally these Let's Play things. You could watch anyone play these games, you could play them there yourself, but maybe this will just be something nice for people to have on in the background while they do it themselves. And maybe if that's true, I shouldn't have all of these various volumes on so loud. I think if I don't want those level up things to be as explosively loud as I heard them before, I could probably adjust the master volume. I'm not going to screw with that right now. I don't think that my settings are so bad, except for when I hear level ups in the backgrounds of my own recordings. Future me will worry about that. Alright, but it's time to employ that strat. Let's drop one of these. We'll fish 2 more, drop this, pick that up, and then I'll go to the range. I know I said I was going to cook them down here, but then I didn't want to anymore, so I didn't. Maybe I will again at some point. Just grab the hatchet and make sure I cook them all down here. I feel like that took a lot of time. But again, I'm not trying to do things as... I'm not always trying to do things as efficiently as possible. Whatever my current task is, I want to do as efficiently as I want to do it. Now that's a banger. Because I'm hearing flute salad. Yeah. Dude, flute salad is really good. I need to unlock Sea Shanty and Sea Shanty 2 and the spooky version of it. There's so many songs. Oh my god. That is so freaking loud. That wasn't even my level up. That was Digital Fubsa. Level 4. Alright, let's see. Test of the day. Alright, let's drop my small fishing net. Pick up the raw shrimps. And we're going to try this one more time. Fishing level? Question mark? You have my full attention, Digital Fubsa. You have my full attention. Fishing level? Question mark? Here, I'll give them the fish emoji. We'll see if that gets them. Anything? Dude, that's crazy. That's just crazy. Everyone ignores me. No one likes me. That's fine. They don't even care. They don't even know. They don't even know the impact that they just had on my life. You are W29IBMPD2. That's crazy. That's either a great name that I don't understand, or that's just the name of some bot. I wonder how many people I've interacted with so far. And by interacted with, I mean typed at, that either are bots or are just playing the game and don't want to talk. When I was a kid, you know, we used to chat all the time. We said a bunch of nonsense. We used to be like fishing level, and then we would say our fishing level. Oh, I'm missing the range. I'm missing the range. I gotta go cook. Alright, so after this, I'm going to wrap up the recording for level 13 cooking. Members are scrambled eggs. But yeah, I'll cook these, deposit them in the bank, wrap it up for today. Yeah, we used to like, we used to ask people what their fishing level were, and then people would say what their fishing levels were. And I just think that's beautiful. And I want to experience that again. Maybe when I get to Crumbja and there's 50 bots farming like lobsters and swordfish, maybe someone will be like looking over their bot and they'll be like, yeah, I've got 99 fishing. And I'll be like, wow, that's incredible. And I won't even be able to tell if they're lying or not because I can't use a high score table. I also wouldn't care if they were lying. I would just be like, wow, you're here with us noobs? That's awesome. Members are now cider and worms. I'm level 14 when it comes to cooking. Dude, this game is so sick. I have such a big smile on my face just playing through this nonsense and really... God, I miss the early game. When you get to the late game and it's like, it feels like you have to do a million chores just to do your next chore, that feels bad. And maybe I'll feel that way when I get there on my own, on this Iron Man. But in the meantime, you know, I'm burning some shrimp, and you know what that means. That means it's time to drop them, pick up that meander, and you know what, I can also pick up all of this stuff. I want it. You know, it's really funny, I was just talking about how I have hoarder tendencies. When you people see how I manage my bank in this game, you're gonna be like, why don't you ever get rid of anything? And the answer will be, I don't in real life either, and maybe at some point it will serve a purpose. And I am lying. Wait, whoa, logs. Sorry, I forgot about the 4 log spawn at the top of the Lumbridge Castle. It's my signature. I really... Dude, that's just free value. It's free value. It's free real estate. It's not free real estate. It's not taking up any space. It is in my bank. I'm insane. Okay, the one with the axe. That's the tools. Okay. Alright, so we're up to 2 knives, 2 bowls. I almost said, let's see how many of those I have by the time I finish this grind. But this grind will never end. And also, I don't want to see how many I get, because that's scary, and I'm learning things about myself that maybe I didn't need to know. Alright, last thing we're going to do for this episode is pick up 4 more of those wonderful, beautiful, juicy Lumbridge Castle logs. High elk value of 2 each. Get those in the bank. Get another episode in the books. Wonderful. Okay, so yeah, we got up to 8 fishing, cooking is now my highest skill at 14, higher than my health. I am a better cook than I am. I'm better at cooking than when it comes to being healthy. That might be a reflection in real life. I bake at Panera Bread, and I am not, to my knowledge, I'm not bad at that job, so this might be a reflection of my real life skills. Except I don't fish, and I don't pray that, oh, maybe I might pray more than the average person my age, but not in like a spiritual way. Sometimes it's just like, oh please let me get a crit in this Pokemon game I'm enjoying my playthrough of so very much. I love bank standing. Alright. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day. I didn't stop the recording. That's hilarious. Alright, let's stop it now.